And the Panthers also coming off a good effort at Christmas tournament at the Delmont rink, where they ended up in the finals against a stellar private school team from Chicago, and gave it a yeoman's effort after polishing off 4 PIHL teams on their way to the championship, but losing in that final. But nonetheless, the Panthers playing good hockey of late, as Joe points out.
Well, hopefully the Panthers are rounding into shape. I know each of the kids are now thinking about a return trip to the Mellon Arena. But first things first, we got to take care of the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings here tonight on a frigid night here at the Ice Castle.
Yes. Yeah, and again, this has become routine. This is our second night here this week, but it's a nice way to end the workday. And so getting ready to drop the puck here. Referee's having a conversation with Coach Larry Marks. Coming out here for the Panthers, looks like it's going to be James Klein, centering Justin Sellup and C.J. Murray. Back on defense, number 72, Rob Schneid, as well as number 19, John Henry Columbus. And Joe and I are going to learn the Viking players here very quickly, so give us a moment here.
Well, I see number 9 is out there, Jason Foley. And looking at the statistics of the PIHL, it appears that we have to be on the lookout for number 16, Eric Smith, who has currently scored 11 goals and 10 assists on the season. Is
excellent.
Number 19 in the PIHL statistics.
Beautiful.
And number 24, who's actually a move-up player. Number 7, who's a move-up player who has 9 goals and 9 assists on the season. So those appear to be the big guns for the Vikings.
Yeah, number 7, Kevin Klein. I remember him from the last time these two teams faced. A little guy, but a speedy guy, and obviously a goal scorer. I recognize about 8 or 10 of the names on the Central roster, and I know from looking at those that the team appears to be very young. They include several players here listed as move-up, so that means they're move up from JV, and they're probably younger 9th and or 10th grade players. But a handful here that play a key role on the team are the younger players.
Well, we're going to find out tonight whether it's quantity or quality that matters, because Central Catholic dresses about 20-plus players, and they have a huge bench. The Panthers, due to some injuries of key players, such as defenseman Rob Harbison, Zach Feldman, Mr. Medoff, all those guys are injured and unable to play for the Panthers here tonight.
Yeah, I know the other night, Joe, that the Panthers played with 5D, so different pairings out there throughout the night. 5D as opposed to 3 or 4 pairs, but went with 5D. And I don't remember if there were 8 or 9 forwards. I believe there were just 8 forwards, so they played with only 13 on the bench. And while you're talking, I'm going to count over there.
This is a first for me at the Ice Castle. We're actually switching the goals. Hopefully they're bringing in the from our end, more receptive to goals, and from maybe a little smaller one where goalie extraordinaire Matt Reggett will be in net for the Panthers.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, the other night we were getting geared up to go, and there was a delay because they were tying off a hole in the net, and tonight they apparently had a problem with the nets too. But one other thing I would say, I did take time to count, and Panthers going with 13 skaters here tonight. Goalie Matt Reggett, number 1 in the net as usual, and backed up by Michael Stein on the bench. And here we go, folks. Panthers gain control off the face-off. Rob Schneid attempts to move it up, and he does successfully. Justin Sellup, who dumps it into the zone and recovers his own dump. He moves it to 18 Murray. Murray back to the point, over to Schneid, and Schneid throws it toward the net, but that goes wide. Murray regains and tries to sneak one in from the side of the net. But Central recaptures and comes out with some speed. Loses the puck at center ice, and the puck moved again forward to Murray, but he loses it. But Klein pressures Central defense, and Murray picks up the loose biscuit there, and he's behind the net looking to dish it. Murray recaptures and moves to the point nicely to John Henry Columbus, who whistles it wide back to Murray. Murray dumps it low for Sellup. Sellup to Klein. Klein from behind net attempts to get it to Murray, but that's deflected and comes back to center ice, where Columbus will regather in front of goaltender Matt Reggett.
Looks like we're going to get our first line change of the night, although Klein and Sellup are still on the ice.
They got a partial change. Central applying some pressure, not letting that whole line get off. Here they come out of the zone. Sellepp moves it successfully to Klein, who goes in with 33.
Got 2 on 1.
Mendelson moves it.
Judge
Oh, there's
score!
a goal.
Beautiful
Absolutely.
play.
Beautiful 2-on-1 there by James Klein and Sam Mendelson. Looks like Sellepp, just before he left the ice, will get the first assist on that goal, but moved it nicely to Klein, who went in 2-on-1 with Mendelson. And Klein moves it nicely to Mendelson, who made no doubt beating the goaltender number 1 for Central Catholic, Scott Brown.
Rob, this is the 3rd game in a row where the Panthers have scored on the opening shift.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to have that,
Pretty impressive, absolutely.
have that cushion early on.
And I forgot to mention cameraman John Horrocks again here tonight. Did a nice job the other night. And he just moved the camera case in front of me, so I'll stay out. Oh, there's a hit. There's going to be a first penalty of the game.
Mitchell Lewis, I think, is going to go off for a boarding call.
Yeah, that's always dangerous, and you're absolutely right. The call is referee Jim Cook calls number 55 Mitchell Lewis for boarding. So Central Catholic will get the first man-up opportunity evening. Killing the penalty for the Panthers. We have number 26 Mike Segerdahl, as well as number 33 Sam Mendelson, the goal scorer. And defense is Andrew Schmidt, number 21, and I'm trying to see who the
Parker
other fellow.
Phillips,
Parker,
number
10. Very good. Thanks, Joe. Face-off won by the Panthers, and Parker attempts to clear. That's kept in at the line by Central. They move it low again. There's 7 Klein, we mentioned earlier. He attempts to come, moves it nicely to 16. A shot on net. Good save. Oh, 2 good saves by Matt Reggett. Wow. Great job by Matt Reggett. 2 quick, hard, low shots by Central from in tight. Klein recaptures again, looking again. Oh, and there, another beautiful save. Wow.
That's off.
Wow, and that was 16 that had those 3 cracks, Joe. Number 16, Eric Smith, the fellow you mentioned earlier. And wow, that was some great goaltending by Matt Reggett.
Well, we are fortunate to watch one of the best high school goaltenders in recent memory, Matthew Reggett.
Yeah.
And I think that little sequence showed us why.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I can honestly say I think this is my, probably my dozen, that's hard to say, dozenth, 12th game of watching the Panthers, and I've yet to see Matt Reggett play a weak game or even give up a weak goal. He gives you his money's worth every night. Puck dumped by Central, recovered by Smith, moved to the point nicely, and Klein there gets a shot from the half wall. Reggett directs that to the corner, picked up by Schneid. Schneid attempts to move it up to number 7, Galarowski, but that's kept in by the Vikings. Schneid again attempts to gain control, but the Vikings giving them a lot of forechecking pressure. That's kept in by 26, Carlton. One of those young defensemen I mentioned, shot on from the point, stopped again by Reggett. Carlton again shooting that one high, but blocked in front, picked up by Klein. He attempts to move it to Smith, but Reggett definitely covers it. Again, Matt Reggett saving the Panthers bacon here early, because the Central Catholic Vikings moving the puck very nicely and getting a lot of low, hard shots on goaltender Reggett, but he has stood the test so far.
Well, the shots are coming too quick to count, but I'd venture to say that right now Central Catholic has about 10 against 2 for the
8 or 9, and yeah, and I think our first one in the net. .35 seconds left here on the penalty. Central maintains pressure. Number 9 Foley out here with 11 Pozicki. I'm probably butchering that name. Taylor Hawks, number 9, 89, gathers for the pan, moves up to Klein. He comes in one-on-one against 34 Cully. Cully knocks the puck off Klein's stick, but Klein maintains forechecking pressure. Great penalty kill.
Yeah. Klein is just tenacious on the penalty kill. Not only is he looking to kill it, but he's looking to score.
Klein moves it nicely there to Parker Phillips, who clears, and that'll kill the penalty here. We're down to, the penalty is over, and here comes Mitchell Lewis onto the ice. He's replaced immediately by C.J. Murray, number 18, comes out with his normal line mate James Klein, but also out there with 89 Taylor Hawks, who just moves it to Klein. Klein looks for Murray in front, but that's blocked. Recaptured by Parker Phillips at the blue line. But Central recaptures that and moves it out of the zone, but that's stymied in the neutral zone by Andrew Schmidt. Schmidt again with the puck. Patiently now moves with the puck and attempts to dump it into the zone, but that's blocked by number 8, Cronin for Central. Justin Sellepp dumps the puck in for his line mate C.J. Murray behind, who attempts to move in front for Klein. Sellepp cycles the puck low to Murray. Murray to the other opposite corner for Klein. Klein moves it to the point by Columbus, who gets it toward the net, redirected wide by Murray. Murray to Klein again. Panthers maintaining good puck possession and good pressure following the impressive power play by Central. Central comes out and attempts to dump it.
Heads up.
And that's coming over the glass, folks, and that'll bring a stoppage of play and a line change for both teams.
John, while we have a moment, I would just want to comment upon the defensive core of the Panthers. Coming into the season, defense was going to be a question mark. We lost 3 very talented seniors in Surma, Eshrick, and DeGangi.
Yep.
And we have some young guys coming in there, and they have been terrific.
Really stepped up. Yep.
John Columbus and Andrew Schmidt.
Yep.
And Parker Phillips moved from wing to defense.
Yes.
For been very unselfish to help
You're
this team.
absolutely right. They've done a stellar job. Looks like we're going to get our second penalty. Looks like a rough or a board. It's a board. I didn't get it. Is it 16 Smith? Yeah, it looks like 16 Eric Smith for the Vikings will go off for a board. Frankly, we were talking, Joe, and I missed it. But that's okay. We'll take his word for it. So the Panthers will go on the power play. The faceoff comes outside the Viking zone, and Klein wins it cleanly and moves down ice. Attempts to move it to the wing for Murray, but that's just out of his reach. 24 Logan Dietz moves it to Kevin Klein, who attempts the shot on net. That's blocked in front by the Panthers. Panthers fail at getting that out of the zone, kept in nicely by number 21 Connor Dunning. Here comes C.J. Murray all alone. Driven to the corner, he's going to set the power play up here nicely. James Klein set up on the half wall, moves it to Robbie Schneid at the point. He rips one. Oh, that's off the post. Back to Klein on the half wall. He's going to walk out. He's going to shoot that. No, he fooled me. He's going to move it to Schneid again at the point. Oh, he partially fans and almost picked off by Klein at the blue line, but recaptured by the other Klein. I just realized we got Klein and Klein out there, 11 and 7 on respective sides. That puck goes into the netting. We'll have a stoppage of play.
And each team will take the opportunity to put fresh troops on the ice. Face-off coming from the Central Catholic end, the near boards.
Stephen Galarowski, Michael Sweeney, and Taylor Horrocks out here. A young line, but a capable line for Upper St. Clair. Parker Phillips captures in the neutral zone, moves it nicely to Horrocks, who gains the zone and dumps it. Stephen Galarowski pressuring number 34 Cully for the Vikings, and Sweeney's in there helping.
50 seconds left in the man
Vikings doing a
advantage.
nice job killing time on the penalty by tying that puck up. And they're going to come out of the zone. Cully dumps the puck, and that'll burn some time. Doesn't get the whole way down the ice. Parker Phillips moves it to his partner Mitchell Lewis, who moves it up to Galarowski, number 7. Oh, and he tries to beat a man in the neutral zone, loses it, but he recaptures. Steven definitely skating with the puck, and he's got to get wide to get into the zone. And he does capture the zone. He's going to get set up somewhere. There he is. There's his time and space. And now he's got a shot. That's a good play there to Horrocks, who got a shot on net, but turned aside by goaltender Brown. Back to Horrocks on a half wall, moves it low to Galarowski, working what we call the overload on the power play. Back to Schneid, who attempts his shot, but that's blocked in front by 11. Back to Schneid, moves it. Oh, it saw Galarowski and moved it nicely, but number 21 Dunning for the Vikings cut that off, and Horrocks recaptures. Penalty's over now, and here comes the Vikings out of the zone. Currently 1-on-3, so we ought to be able to. Puck goes the whole way down into the Panther end where Lewis will capture it. He's under some pressure. Attempts to move it to his defensive partner, but that's blocked off by number 8 Cronin for the Vikings. Mike Segerdahl steps in to help. Moves it up nicely to Parker Phillips, and he comes out of the zone with some speed. Moves it up to Mendelson, who dumps it and Parker goes in off the defensive position. Mendelson's there to help him, but 1-on-3, and the Vikings prevail there on that matchup. And here comes number 12. Looks like Navacho for the Vikings, or I'm sorry, that's 42. That's John Wida.
Bob, it looks like Parker Phillips is playing wing on this line today because of the shortage of healthy wingers for the Panthers. So.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I didn't notice that because there is Schneid and Columbus. Yeah. Oh, boy. Almost popped loose there to Klein right in the house, and that just out of his reach, or he'd have been in all alone. Here comes Klein. Deft shot just wide. Boy, a nice tricky shot there walking out of the corner by number 7 Klein. Panthers battle in the corner. Here comes Michael Segerdahl with the puck. Does a nice job coming out of traffic. Attempts to move it ahead to his line mate Mendelson. That's cut off by 7 Klein, who dumps it to the corner where Schneid will attempt to recover, but he's under some pressure. Takes a hit from 16 Smith. Moves up to Columbus. Columbus, a little bit of patience there. That's going to be kept in at the line by Dunning. But he's put on his wall by 33 Mendelson, but he recaptures here. Patiently tries to get into the zone, but he's hit at the line by Phillips. Klein's doing it all on this line. He's been 1-on-3, 1-on-4, and there's going to be an interference penalty.
Interference on Parker Phillips.
After Klein lost control, Parker hit him a second and a half after the fact, and that, my folks, is interference.
Rob, I'm getting a little uncomfortable. This is the third penalty that the Panthers have taken in the first period, and with their depleted bench, these kids are going to get worn out chasing around.
Point. That's a great point, Joe. And I'll tell you, the first one that Central had, they had a half a dozen great chances because deft puck movement and good shot choices, high-quality shots for the Vikings on the first power play. Number 13, and that's Ian Haig. Ian Haig, that's his brother was on my team, so I know it's Haig. Okay, here comes 26 Carlton, one of the young guys. He's a freshman, maybe a sophomore. He's just a 94 birth year. I know that for a fact. Murray gains the puck and clears it the length of the ice, where goaltender Brown plays it up to Dunning. Dunning moves it to his partner Carlton. Dunning also just a freshman.
Oh, Mitchell Lewis.
Puck cleared and Klein almost.
Be careful here.
Yeah. Murray and Klein putting some pressure, offensive pressure here, but Murray's going to go for a skate and burn some time on this power play.
Yeah. Peggy Fleming.
Oh, he's going to get a chance too. Look at this, almost going for the wraparound. A deft bit of skating there by C.J. Murray.
Peggy Fleming has nothing on C.J.
He is a beautiful skater, really. Yeah, he is. Absolutely. Here comes James Klein with speed. This is a good way to burn a power play for the opposition, is to create some offense of your own.
38 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the Vikings.
Number 4 Hickton moves it up to 7 Klein, who gains the zone. He's got Logan Dietz, big guy, going to the net, who's camped out in front of that. Rob Schneid standing nearby guarding him. Here comes James Klein again with a little deft bit of skating of his own. Attempts to clear that's intercepted in the neutral zone by 34 Cully for the Vikings. He moves nicely around 7 Galarowski, but Klein almost gave him a big check there, but Cully avoided it last second. That's captured by Smith, who moves it to Klein, who tries to get on net, but Columbus intercepts and makes the last clear of this power play.
And what do we have? An interference call on who?
On the Vikings. Looks like 24 Dietz is going to the box for interference with just 1 second left on the Parker Phillips penalty. So the Panthers will go up here for almost a full 2 minutes. 1 second, Parker Phillips will step on the ice, and the Panthers will start their power play of their own.
Well, Stephen Galarowski centers this power play, and I think Stephen, if I'm not mistaken, is on a 3-game scoring streak.
I'll tell you something else. Stephen is a good face-off guy. I've noticed that he wins a lot of key face-offs and a lot of face-offs in general. I'd be curious of those kinds of stats, but we have a hard enough time with shots, let alone face-offs, huh?
He's very unselfish, very tenacious.
Yes, absolutely. Mitchell Lewis attempts that's blocked off, but captured by Sweeney, who moves it low to Galarowski. And I'm having a hard time seeing that corner and staying out of cameraman John's way here. But the Panthers taking up strong side overload nearest to us here. Galarowski and Sweeney and Horrocks working the first part of this power play. Nice give and go there. Galarowski to Sweeney to Galarowski. Those two recapture. They're playing a little tic-tac-toe. Horrocks looking for a chance in the slot. Galarowski moves it to the defenseman, steps in. Schneid, nice opportunity there. That loose puck is cleared by 42, and that's wide.
Very good puck control by that unit.
Yeah, very good. They did a nice job the other night. They scored a goal, but Luke Stork was out there with them. And I think it was either Steven or Luke scored the goal, but they had that same good puck movement. Here comes Klein now with Murray and Sellup out here. Schneid and Lewis still on the points, and Schneid's going to walk in, and he's going to get a chance right on. Hard shot. Oh, the rebound just missed there by Klein. And that puck is cleared by the Vikings. 30 seconds left here, folks, in this power play for the Panthers. Mitchell Lewis leaves the puck there for Murray, who picks it up with some speed and drives down the right-hand wall. Gains his own and gets Ahoy the goal line. He attempts to jive into the slot for a shot of his own there. Klein recaptures, moves it nice. Oh, what a beautiful shot. What a beautiful pass and one-timer. James Klein to Mitchell Lewis, who snuck in from the left point and fooled goaltender Scott Brown.
We had a perfect view of that setup from our angle, Rob, and Mitchell Lewis just snuck down, and James Klein saw him, and he had the whole left side of the net open, and Mitchell Lewis buried it, and he's on a hot streak as well.
Beautiful execution. Mitchell scored the first goal the other night. Beautiful shot through a screen. You mentioned they've been scoring the first goal. I think that was on the first shift the other night. It was Mitchell that scored the goal. But anyway, as you point out, Mitchell scoring some points as well as playing some good defense, and that play there was just like coaches draw them up, but they don't often come out that beautiful, but that was just executed perfectly. Great play from Klein to Lewis.
2 minutes left in the first period.
Panthers maintain the 2-0 lead on that goal. Parker Phillips captures his own and believes it nicely for Segerdahl, who gets his shot on, blockered away by goaltender Brown. Recaptured by Mendelson, who attempted to move it to Segerdahl, but that's loose and comes to the point where Mitchell Lewis dumps it back into the corner for Phillips, who moves it to Segerdahl, working below the goal line nicely. Schmidt steps in, wise choice there to pinch. No pressure, he steps in and maintains the puck possession for the Panthers, because Segerdahl with good forechecking pressure recaptures and dumps, and Mendelson goes in, almost gets tripped. Here the Vikings going to clear this. It's out of the zone finally for the Vikings. Vikings dump and go to a change.
Well, it's so good to see Michael Segerdahl skating. He had surgery early in the year to repair a damaged knee, and he's been playing for a while, but you could see he has his jump
He's getting his strength back, absolutely, yeah.
So
no,
nice
you're
to see.
absolutely right. He's looked great the last couple of games that I've been involved with here. Puck comes neutral zone where number 8, Cronin, dumps it in for the Vikings, and Schmidt goes back to recapture behind his net, moves it to his partner Lewis, moves it nicely up to Sweeney and up to Galarowski. That was a beautiful break out there. 4 touches and we're out of the zone. Good puck movement.
35 seconds left in the first. Let's just hold on here with the lead.
Galarowski definitely goes back, moves it to open ice, out of the reach of number 72 Schneid, his defenseman. He moves it to his partner Columbus, but out of his reach and comes loose to center ice. And here comes Foley for the Vikings, gains his own, but he's I was going to say 1 on 4, but yeah, you're right, it was 5. Oh, that puck thrown toward the net by Pozicki, and again, I'm probably butchering that kid's name. 3 seconds left here in the period, folks, and we're going to end this period with the Panthers up 2-0 lead. Not because the Vikings didn't have chances, but there was solid goaltending early on in that first power play by Matt Reggett, and the Panthers cashing in on 2 power play goals, or was just the second one a power play? Trying to think about that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But we need an official stat guy, Joe.
That's right, we do. Although it's very early, I think the critical sequence was the 3 saves that Matt Reggett made during the first Central power play. You don't want to give him momentum. Absolutely. You don't want to give him hope.
Right. And Matt, and sure the fans watching saw, but maybe those who've just joined us, he gets down, when he gets down low in butterflies, he covers that whole net, and he moves side to side so quickly when he's down like that, and he gives up little for shooters to shoot at. And so anyway, he is impressive to watch, and he's always focused and he's always energetic.
He has a perfect goalie mentality. He's level-headed. He's a big kid, so he takes up part of the net naturally with his size, and I haven't seen a kid better cover the lower part of the net.
And he seems to me to be a really humble kid, and he's not afraid of hard work to be able to play like that. Yeah. Anyways, we'll move here into the second period. Panthers holding a 2-goal lead on goals by Mitchell Lewis, and remind me who?
Sam Mendelson.
Sam Mendelson, that's right, on the 2-on-1 with James Klein. Yep. And that wasn't a power play. That was just a good 2-on-1 rush. That's right.
Well, the Panthers are starting back out with the Klein, Murray, Celup line with Columbus and is that Robbie Schneid in the back? Robbie Schneid, yes.
Yep. And there, Jason Foley, Anthony Perucci, number 19, number 11, James Spazicki out here for the Vikings. Along with those two young defensemen who seem to be their primary pair of defensemen, 26 Dunning and 21 Dunning and 26 Carlton, both just freshmen. Here comes Celup, 1-on-2, but he's going to get a chance. Oh, he moves it just out of the reach of C.J. Murray. Nice work there by that pair. Here come the Vikings again in 11. Pazicki dumps and the Vikings go to a wholesale change. Time for Columbus to move it up nicely to Klein. He comes out of the zone through the neutral zone with some speed. He gains his zone. He tries to beat men 1-on-3, and Celup picks up the loose puck. But here come the Vikings. That's 7 Klein. I mentioned his speed, and here he comes really zippy. But John Henry Columbus knocks him off the puck nicely. Not getting fooled by those fast feet and keeping his eyes on his chest and sticking in proper position. Columbus again moves it up to Klein, who picks it up on the backhand and moves it to his partner, Celup. Comes down the wall and moves it again to Klein, who's going to get a chance from there. Oh, he buries it.
Beautiful play again. James Klein is the number 2 scorer in the PIHL, and with 3 early points tonight, he's going to make a charge for the top spot.
That's awesome. Beautiful play there by Justin Celup. Justin very patiently looked off the defense, moved it back to Klein, and then Klein stepped to the left, made the goaltender move with him, and then put it back to the far right post. I think an inch further to the right, and that probably would have hit the post. That was perfectly just inside the post. So a tough save to make for the goaltender moving.
So the Panthers scored in the first shift of the first period and the first shift
great trend
of the second period.
Yeah. The Panthers take a 3-0 lead. Let's just hope they don't relax.
We saw that happen to Seneca Valley. They had a 3-0 lead last week on the Panthers.
Yeah. And it's human nature. Saw a game here earlier this year against Gateway. The Panthers went up 4-0 about the first half of the first period. And before we knew it, Gateway was right back in it, and the Panthers had to work real hard to pull Victor out that night. Ended up 7-4, but it got too close for comfort halfway or 2/3 of the way through the game after pulling out a 4-goal lead. Anyways, let's not jinx them. We'll refrain from any more of that talk.
Well, we know the Vikings have some talented kids who could put the puck in the net.
Exactly.
So.
I was just thinking that. They have some skill here. I just can't get over how young this team is, because all the ones I know, and they're getting a lot of ice time, they're all freshmen and sophomores. And I'm talking now about the Vikings team, even though the Panthers have their share of freshmen and sophomores who are getting quality ice time too. Comes Foley 9 with some speed down the right wing. He maintains control and dumps it to 11. And that's Pazicki just redirects it wide, and Schmidt picks up the loose puck and moves it to his partner, Mitchell Lewis, who moves it up to Sam Mendelson, but that's recaptured by number 9, Foley. But here comes Parker Phillips out of the zone, attempts to move it up to Mendelson. Foley recaptures and moves it. Looks like, I forget 19's name, Perucci, sorry.
Sorry, I can't help you with the names. They move too fast, and I don't know their numbers.
Well, I've said them enough times now that I'm starting to remember most of them, but occasionally I slip. Andrew Klein attempts to clear, but that's captured there by number 16, Smith, who whistles the puck wide of the net. Logan Dietz, 24, moves it to 7, Klein, the speedster.
We have a penalty coming
here.
up. Who's it on?
It looks like it's on Central. 11/ Klein, I just mentioned him.
Kevin Klein, one of their move-ups.
Gave somebody a 2-hander. So the Panthers again move to the power play. We're going to have to start keeping track of our ratio on the power play, Joe. I don't know if 1 for 2, 1 for 3, 2 for 3.
I'll take on that task, but I'll have to wait to get the statistics.
Yeah. Well, with 11:41 here, the second period, the Panthers moved to a power play. And the same unit that started the last power play and did a nice job for the Panthers, Galarowski, Horrocks, and Sweeney out here. 2 freshmen and a sophomore. Steven, the only sophomore on the line. So this is a young line for the Panthers. And Robbie Schneid, a senior, moves it to fellow senior Mitchell Lewis. There the puck's in. We need some forechecking pressure now. Steven goes back. Moved by goaltender Brown up the wing to Smith. But he's under pressure by Schneid there, but 26 Carlton dumps it.
Panthers are gonna
Sweeney, a forward back to capture that puck. He's going to set up the organized breakout. Moves it to his partner, 89 Horrocks. Go wide. Oh. Yeah. Now he's had a good coach at least 3 or 4 years, and he should know better.
About half of the penalty time has expired.
Steven Galarowski pressuring the puck. He's under pressure there by 21 Dunning. Horrocks and Dietz, not Dietz, I'm sorry, that's a wide battling. Oh, just whistled wide by Schneid. Whole way around to his partner Lewis, who moves it to Horrocks on the half wall, picked up by Galarowski. They change places and cycle the puck. Horrocks moves it nicely to the point, the open point man. We're going to get another shot from the... there we go. Oh, nice pass. Rob Schneid. Good look.
I think we're going to get a cross check against... Yes, we do.
Ooh.
I think the Penguins, the Panthers are going to go on a brief 2-man advantage.
Yeah. Well, number one's the goaltender who threw the cross. Cameraman John Horrocks picked up on that. I didn't see it.
I saw it. It was directly in front of the goal, and he hit Steven Galarowski high with a cross check, and the back official was astute enough to pick up the call.
Good. James Klein out here with Justin Selp and Murray. Cleared nicely there by the Vikings. So with 20 seconds left here in a 2-man advantage, C.J. Murray goes back to break the puck out for the Panthers on this 5-on-3 advantage. Here comes Murray, deft skater. He captures the zone. He's going to get set up, and they're going to go to work here, folks.
I'd like to try to get a score before the first penalty expires so you could play with the second one. 2 seconds remain. We'll get a face-off anyway.
Looks like the Panthers are using an umbrella, which is common on a 5-on-3 situation, meaning they're going to attempt to get some shots from 3-point men. Hopefully some one-timers. That's not kept in. And here comes Klein out of the box. Attempted to beat Murray to the loose puck. That could have been dangerous. But again, Klein pressures the puck and comes up with it. Murray and Klein are there to pick up the mail. Klein comes up with it, moves it to Mitchell Lewis. Oh, this is nice. Here comes Phillips on chance. Oh, beautiful! Welcome back to the winning
Parker Phillips.
Wow, that was nice. Boy, I for a second there I was thinking that was a hope and a prayer because Mitchell was under pressure and he lofted that perfectly onto the stick at the blue line of Parker, who came in uncontested and whistled a shot high and wide.
That was just a nice wrist shot.
It was.
And it's so good to see Parker, who has worked selfishly throughout the year as a defenseman, to reap the rewards of scoring a big goal.
Yeah, good for him. The Panthers go 4-0 at the 9:16 mark of the second period. Vikings get a chance, but that's shoved aside by Reggett, and here comes Segerdahl, and he dumps it in a big check there by Parker Phillips. Wow.
That should be an offside.
Number 34, Cully, took a shoulder, and Parker's a strong kid. That was painful, I'm guessing.
Parker hits like a truck.
Yeah, he's a strong
kid. He really has been banging hard this year.
Yep.
He also has a shot like a rocket, so it's a good combination for a defenseman.
Parker playing the left wing here with Segerdahl at center and Sam Mendelson on the right wing. John Henry Columbus and Rob Schneid on the defense. Here come the Vikings 2-on-2. Number 8, Cronin attempts to walk to the net, but he's stymied. Segerdahl picks up the loose biscuit, moves it up the wall to Parker Phillips. Parker moves it back to Segerdahl, who comes out of the zone patiently. He gains the zone, and gets a shot on, just wide, sorry.
Another huge hit by Parker Phillips. And right in front of the student body who loves it.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised that nothing was called there, because the shoulder hit that fella in the chin, but I don't think it was because there was an elbow or anything illegal. It's just Parker was that much bigger than.
26 cross check. Michael Segerdahl is going to the sin bin. He's trying to protest, but I've never seen a player win a protest. Have you, Rob?
Right, yeah. Referees don't overturn their calls too frequently, like once every ice age. What happened there, Hudock was the one that took the hit from Parker Phillips, and he got a little aggressive with a couple different players, and nothing was called on him, and I think Segerdahl retaliated a little bit because he was the second guy, Segerdahl was the second guy that Hudock was retaliating for the hit he took from Parker Phillips. Stephen Galarowski and Michael Sweeney out here up front killing this penalty. Mitchell Lewis and Andrew Schmidt back on defense. The Vikings will attempt their organized power play breakout here. 34 Cully moves it up the wall, and I can't pick up a number there. That's 16 Smith. This is the big line for the Vikings. Smith, 16, 7 Klein, and 24 Dietz. Yeah. It was coming to me, Joe. It was coming. Yeah, he is. Mitchell Lewis ragging the puck. Now he's going to get a show just wide. Goaltender Brown knew that was wide. He didn't move a muscle. Michael Sweeney dunks it, and Stephen Galarowski pressuring the puck coming out of the Vikings end, and they get the blue line and dump it, but picked up nicely by Andrew Smith, who will clear it and back down the ice. Good penalty killing here by the Panthers. They'll go to a change. On comes Klein and Horrocks up front.
Phillips getting some penalty kill time on this one.
Oh, I thought that was Klein. That's your son. That's Justin Selp, 96. Maybe James was stepping on and Justin dragged him back onto the bench or something. I don't know.
I know Justin's been begging for some penalty kill time.
Oh, has he?
I'm glad to see he's getting a little.
Good.
Now he has to do something with it.
Ah, he just did. He just created a turnover and
Taylor. Don't get another penalty. That's not what I mean.
Taylor Hawks, some penalty. He's going to move it back to the defense. He faked me out. He dumps it just out of Selb's reach, but killing the penalty nonetheless. 15 left here in the Viking powerless play. Here comes 9 Foley for the Vikings. That's intercepted by Horrocks. Horrocks stymied, and here comes that 16 Smith.
Penalty's over. And that's the first action Matt Reagan's seen for a little while, if I'm not mistaken.
Good, because he had too much earlier.
6:05 left in the second period with the Panthers holding a 4-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings.
This has been a solid all-around effort so far tonight for the Panthers. Here's Klein out here with Justin still out there, and CJ as well. Their normal line. Robbie Schneid, always patient with the puck. That's offside.
I think the best definition of a defenseman is if you don't notice them.
Yeah.
And Rob Schneid fits that definition to a T. He is so solid. He doesn't make mistakes. You don't see him get beat.
How patient he is. Look at that. That's a simple play, but the right play.
We're going to get a 2-on-1 here.
CJ and Justin. He's going to shoot it. Oh, good save there by Brown. Good play there by Selp. The defenseman took away the pass, which is his job, and Justin saw it. And he attempted to backhand it around Brown, but Brown snuck that pad out the last second. Here comes... That was John Wyda with a shot on Matt Regas. We are getting a little action in the Panther end. That's shoving in front, just wide. Number 8, Cronin threw that in front and was directed just beyond the post. Here comes Murray with speed. He's going to get a shot here. Whoa, good save there by Brown with the leg. Robbie Schneid steps in and keeps that onside. Referee.
Central's calling offside.
Yeah.
They have a bad view. It was a good call.
Our cameraman said it was too.
I don't believe John.
Here we go, 3-on-2, folks. Central caught in a little bit of a line change there. Oh, boy, that was dangerous. The whole Central team had collapsed down into the zone, and our 2-point men were wide open. And CJ attempted to move it there, but a good play there. I didn't catch the number, but one of the Central defenders stuck his stick out last second and just redirected that. But here comes Murray again. That's in on net. Oh, and a crack. I think Segerdahl got a crack there. But another good save by goaltender Brown.
CJ slid a nice pass over to Segerdahl, who tried a backhand, but a better save by the goalie.
Yeah, Brown has made 3 or 4 good saves here with the leg pads in the last minute and a half or so. The net is knocked off the mooring, and we'll face it off to the left his left of goaltender Scott Brown for the Vikings. Michael Segerdahl out here with Sam Mendelson and Parker Phillips again. Mitchell Lewis and Andrew Smith back on the point.
We have a lot of line juggling going on tonight, but it's
Well,
worked.
an odd number, yeah.
Everything that Coach Marks has done tonight has seemed to have worked out pretty well
Yes.
so far.
Yep. Yeah, they're playing with 5 defensemen and 8 forwards. So with 8 forwards, what you often do, and he's not doing it, he's just kind of mixing up. What you often do is play with 2 centers and 3 sets of wings is the easiest thing, but that's not what is always the best thing, and he's just mixing it up as he goes here. So sometimes we see the same combination, and then the next time two kids are out with a different third. There's a delayed offside.
But all of the kids are getting plenty of ice
They all.
tonight.
When you got 13 and everybody's skating, there's plenty of ice to go around. Good pass there by Andrew Schmidt up to Segerdahl, but that's stymied. Here comes Klein with those wheels. Klein out here with Foley. I haven't seen these two guys together.
1 on 5.
Yeah, and so oh!
Michael the Sniper Segerdahl on a 1 on 5. Somehow found the 5 hole, maybe?
Yeah. He went between 2 defenders and just chipped it backhand. It literally bounced in front of the goaltender and bounced between his legs. So that was a tricky one for the goaltender to handle. But, you know, I think that we talked Mike into that goal. We've said so many good things about him tonight that he was bound to score, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe every single one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy for Michael. That's a great goal by a great kid.
Good.
3:29, and the Panthers extend the lead to 5-0.
Wow, this is an impressive effort because it's not been a terrible effort by the Vikings, and I'm guessing you know we mentioned before Brown, the goaltender, has made several good saves, and that wasn't a terrible goal, but he'd probably like to have that one back, but nonetheless, everything going the Panthers' way, and hard work and good execution and patience will do that for you.
You know, what's overlooked here, the Vikings are still in the playoff hunt in the PIHL. They won their share of games. They're a very talented team. So I'm not quite sure if the Panthers are playing just superbly or the Vikings aren't up to par tonight or a little of both.
Well,
but I like what I see.
Yeah. Well, you know, we mentioned the beginning of the introduction to the game that the Panthers had handled the Vikings, I think it was 8-2 or 8-3 in that tournament at Christmas time. And, you know, similar effort here tonight. But, again, the Vikings not a bad team. They have skill. A lot of it I mentioned before. They're very young. But nonetheless, that takes nothing away from the Panthers' ability or effort. They're doing a great job. James Klein out here with CJ. Steven Galarowski still out here. Oh, moved nicely to Robbie Schneid. A clean pass. He'd have had an opportunity, but he had to play it out with his skate, and now it's picked off by the Vikings. And here they come back. Number 42, Wida throws it in just wide of goaltender Ken Reggett. Ken Reggett. Here back of the Penguin days. Matt Reggett, not Ken, his dad.
I think Matt might take offense at that. I'm
Right.
not quite sure.
Yeah, I just denigrated him. Sorry, Ken.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah. No, I just said that
We
Sorry,
got it.
both of you.
Well, they're both great guys.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have them.
Okay. James Klein out here taking the face-off between his regular mates, Justin Selp, and Justin picks up the loose mail off the face-off, and he goes one-on-one. He's hustling for the loose puck, and he gets that deep. That was accidental. Cameraman John thought that was going to be a penalty, but Vikings come out. Oh, here's a little chance. Logan Dietz back, 3-on-2. Oh, uses the fourth man. Good shot there.
Number 16.
Smith, Eric Smith. Yeah, guy you mentioned earlier, their leading goal scorer. But
Fortunately, put it right smack dab in the middle of the USC on the goalie's shirt.
Yeah. I mentioned it was a 3-on-2, and the guy used was the fourth guy into the zone, but that was a good play. Good opportunity there by the Vikings. Comes Murray, moves it up to Selp. Again, he's back one-on-one. And here comes Murray to the net. They're going to move it to him. Oh, boy, that was a good opportunity. Much like the one they just misconnected on earlier in the game, where Justin goes down the wall. He attempts, wow.
Looks like the net's off the mooring, and looks like, as Kurt loves to say, a little extracurricular.
Extracurricular activity. Yeah. Well, that play by Salop and Murray just a minute ago, we saw it earlier where Justin goes down the wall and Murray drives hard to the net, and Justin tries to put it on his tape right on the goalie, on the doorstep or right at the goalie's feet, and just redirected past him. But neither occasion connecting, but nonetheless a good opportunity and good effort by both players there.
1:07 left in the second period.
Here's Michael Segerdahl back out here. Here comes Foley and Perucci for Central. Foley moves it to Perucci, but he dumps it, and that's intercepted by Schmidt, who moves it to his partner Lewis. Lewis back to his partner Schmidt, and he comes up the ice. And he regroups under pressure from Levin Pozicki up to Mendelson, but that's kept in at the point by number 25 Rostek. I mean, it's called his number earlier, but Jake Rostek, another. I know he's either a freshman or sophomore, so again, a lot of young kids here for Central. Panthers bundled up on their end a little bit. Oh, Mitchell does it himself and beats.
Nifty move.
Yep. Segerdahl doing a good job. Michael Segerdahl doing a good job with the defenseman Mitchell Luce moving up ice, filling in behind him, taking a defensive position. And when the puck popped loose, Mike was there to pick it up. That's good support, good defensive position.
We have a very rare icing call in this game.
Yeah, there haven't been many. Yeah.
Aside from the penalties, there haven't been many whistles.
You're absolutely right.
It's a pretty quick-moving game.
There haven't been more than one or two offsides. Delayed, but that's what's nice about that delayed offside call is it keeps the game moving.
Well, let's hope that we could hold on the last 15.4 seconds is 5-0 lead. That would be very difficult for Central to overcome in the third period.
Shot attempted there by 25 Rostek, but that's blocked off. Taylor Hawks tries to move it up to Steven Galarowski. He pressures Michael Sweeney dumps it into the Central end, and we're going to end the period here, folks. Okay, with the Panthers up 5-0, we're going to go to a break as they clean the ice, and we're going to change our tape, and we'll be back with the third period action in a couple minutes.
Panthers leading 5-0.
Panthers holding on to a 5-0 impressive lead here, starting the third period, and the Panthers will start with on the power play. Joe, we didn't see what happened, but apparently 16 Smith took a penalty right at the buzzer at the end of the second period.
I thought I saw a slashing call by the referee to end the period. We have a new goalie in net for the Vikings, number 40, Ted DeAngelis.
Very good. And there he makes his first save on a shot from the point from John Henry Columbus. Just directs it to the corner where Dustin Salop picks up it and moves it to Columbus. But he's under pressure there, and here comes Foley for the Vikings one-on-one against Rob Schneid, and Rob Schneid drives him wide, and Foley whistles it far wide of the net, where James Klein picks it up and comes back 3-on-3, moves up to Murray, skating definitely. He steps in, attempts a shot on net, and DeAngelis went down for that, but that went wide. Salop moves it behind the net to Klein, and there's Salop on the back door. And wow. Great pass there by Murray to Salop, who had snuck in from the face-off dot and directed it between goalie DeAngelis' legs, but then it just went wide. It actually went between his legs and wide of the post.
That's where Justin makes his bread and butter down low, on the dirty goal.
And within 3 feet of the goaltender, right? That's a good place. Comes Murray again, and he's knocked off the puck. No penalty called there. I'm surprised. Justin tries to shoot through traffic, but that's blocked, but picked up by Schneid nicely. Rob Schneid playing a very nice game here tonight. Well, I've been impressed with Robbie Schneid. Just patient. And you said it.
It's good to have the senior experience on the backside.
Yeah. Panthers again regain control, and Klein tries to beat two guys at the blue line, but he's pushed back, and Columbus dumps it. Go to a partial line change. Klein stays out, and he attempts to pressure that puck. Comes back to the blue line where Segerdahl keeps it in. Goes back to Klein. He shoots from the high slot, and he goes to the bench. The it's going to be a high stick on the Panthers. Well, the Panthers knocked that down with a high stick. Go ahead, Joe.
Vikings successfully dodged a bullet early in the third period by killing off a power play. I don't think that your coach will want them to try that tactic too often.
No, that's right. DeAngelis made a couple saves. One, I would have to venture, was a little bit of luck there because, again, the puck went between his legs, but he got just enough of it to vector it wide of the right post. Oh, boy. Number 25, Rostek, knocked to the ground by 33 Mendelson, and here comes Segerdahl, attempts to move it up to Parker, but out of his reach. Parker forechecks on 21 Dunning, and Dunning picks it up, moves it up to Klein, and here they come, Klein and Logan Dietz 2-on-2. Klein dumps it just wide of goaltender Reggett, who gets a piece of it. Andrew Schmidt goes back to play it. Whoa, good
Reggett
chance
looked more
by
like
Klein.
a cricket batsman than a goaltender on that effort.
Yeah, and that puck kind of sloppily thrown from behind the net by the Panthers, and a good chance there by number 7 Klein with a strong shot on goal. Hey, we have a goaltender change at our end too, Joe. Look at that,
it's Mike
Michael
Stein.
Stein is in there. Perfect. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's great to see Mike Stein get some action. That young man goes to every Panther practice. He keeps the players sharp. It's just difficult when you play behind a top-flight goalie like Matt Reggett, but it's great to see Stein get some varsity action.
And Mike, a good goaltender in his own right. Mike just a sophomore, and he'll be seeing lots of action, I'm sure, in the next couple of years.
Mike has done a terrific job in the tournaments the Panthers played up in Jamestown, New York,
Yep.
and in Delmont.
Yeah, I think it was early in the season he stepped in when Reggett was unavailable, and he kept the Panthers in a couple games and made a lot of good saves. I frankly can't remember the game, but I think it was a 2-1 game. The Panthers end up winning.
That may have been a Bethel Park game.
Mike Stein also a great attitude, always a smile on his face. Comes Cully and Hudak for the Vikings, move it up to Foley. Foley's had his share of play with the puck here. He's a deft stick handler. He stops looking for time and space, but Mike Sweeney picks up the loose mail, and he moves in with Horrocks, but it's 2-on-3, and Sweeney stymied in the high slot, and the puck dumped back deep into the Vikings end, where number 26 Carlson moves to his partner 34 Cully, and he comes out of the defensive zone. Stephen Yalarowski picks up the loose mail. You hear the Upper St. Clair faithful encouraging the Panthers. You mentioned earlier, Joe, the pretty decent crowd here tonight, not like some of the ones we've seen lately, and we don't know if it's the cold or the time of day, but still a nice crowd. There's several students here supporting their classmates.
There are some very loyal Panther followers, Panther hockey followers, and they're seeing a great game tonight.
Especially if you're a Panther fan, it's a great game. Yeah. Klein deep in the Panther end, pressuring, but against bad odds. He was 1-on-4. Here comes Murray, gains his zone. Oh, he gets a shot right. Oh, boy. Oh, there's a goal.
Oh, no. I think the referee waved it off. I'm not quite sure why.
Somebody was apparently in the crease.
It must have been young number 96.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, if the puck is in the crease, you're allowed in the crease. So it happened so quickly, I'm not sure if Justin interfered a little bit. If he did, he would have went to the box. But nonetheless, Murray with a chance there, and then ended up with his own rebound and threw it underneath goaltender number 40, you'd mentioned his name, DeAngelis.
I'm thinking that the referee just lost sight of it. It's his obligation to blow the whistle, and he did.
Maybe that's it. I'd still like to know, and the only reason I don't think that's the case, Joe, is because they brought the face-off outside the zone. So it was some infraction on the Panthers that he didn't like.
You're correct, Rob.
And I don't mean to correct you.
That's quite all right.
Here comes Klein, 1-on-2 with Murray. Against, oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Wow, was that pretty.
Woo! The skill level of these kids is just unbelievable.
You're absolutely right. The pass was perfect and the finish was perfect. That was beautiful.
Murray so calmly saw that pass coming from Klein.
Yep.
The peripheral vision is just unbelievable. And Murray buried it top shelf. The goalie had no chance.
And they were both at I won't call it top speed, but darn near. And the pass was perfect. And the finish with one motion was perfect. DeAngelis had no chance whatsoever on that goal. So with 9:10 left here in the third period, Panthers go up 6-0. Michael Segerdahl dumps it, and Parker Phillips goes to corral the loose puck, but he's under pressure by two Vikings there, and Foley picks up the loose puck for the Vikings. But oh boy, he threw that away in the house and just under the stick of number 33 Sam Mendelson, who would have had a great chance all alone in the slot had he intercepted that pass. Mike Segerdahl attempts to move it to Mandelson, but that misses the mark, and the Vikings pick it up. Except they're just a little sloppy now. Vikings will not be able to maintain any puck control here in this third period. Maybe they're just mentally deflated, if not physically.
Now this is an important time for the Panthers to keep their cool. Big leads in hockey typically result in a little chippiness.
Yeah.
And the Panthers are going to have to keep their discipline and keep their cool and not buy into it.
Absolutely. Here come the Vikings after Mitchell Lewis threw a shot in from the point. Mitchell Lewis just wristing one low off goaltender DeAngelis' pads. I mentioned that because the other night, Mitch Lewis, we mentioned, scored the first goal on a blistering slap shot. But throughout the night, Mitchell, as well as Robbie Schneid and Parker Phillips, there must have been a dozen or more quality, low, hard shots from the point the other night against Wheeling Park. It was an impressive effort, the forwards identifying those open point men and moving it nicely. And a lot of, there were a handful of rebound goals because of the good, hard, low shots, and the low being the key word in those shots from the point.
Comes Mikey Sweeney with a dump in. If you're a fan of the Panthers, you got to like the young talent that's coming up with Michael Sweeney, Taylor Horrocks, Steve Gilorowski, Ryan Halusky. These guys are good young hockey players.
Absolutely.
And of course, your son,
Rob
Markwell, who impressed me during the Delmont tournament.
Yeah, the future looks pretty bright if these guys maintain their commitment and their focus. But you're right. There are a handful of quality freshmen and sophomores, as well as a handful of juniors coming back who will be the leadership on the team next year. People like Parker Phillips and Michael Segerdahl, and I'll probably miss a few, but
C.J. Murray and Justin.
Oh, absolutely, C.J.
too.
and Justin. See, I already think so much of them. I forget that they're just juniors.
And here comes another penalty against the Vikings. And as I told you, it's going to get a little chippy here.
Well,
sticks are flying.
Number 25, and I'm going to talk about him, even though his dad is about 12 feet to my right. But number 25 for the Vikings, that's Jake Rostek. He likes the rough stuff. That's that Rostek kid again.
They're taking them both. They're taking number 97, Sweeney.
Yeah, I'm sure they're coincidental 2 minutes each. Mike Sweeney, an emotional player too, but he generally doesn't do anything stupid, though he plays hard, which is what you want. C.J. Murray takes a face-off just to the right of goaltender DeAngelis. That's moved up from Logan Dietz to 16, Eric Smith. Nice, but he's stripped to the puck nicely by Murray, who regains his own with both his line mates behind him. And moved there to Klein, who, shot blocked nicely by 16 Smith. Murray recaptures and puck comes in the neutral zone. Murray under pressure by 24 Dietz. Andrew Smith picks up the loose mail. He goes back with Murray into their end to regroup. Murray looking for 96 Justin Celup, just out of his reach. Klein moves it nicely to Smith. You know, we mentioned the young guys that are here with the team this year with the Panthers, as well as those that will be here next year. Another guy we didn't mention, Luke Stork, another quality player, just a freshman. Luke not here tonight, probably has a Hornets commitment, but nonetheless, Luke, a quality hockey player.
Luke Stork reminds me of a young C.J. Murray. Yeah. He skates very similar.
Very fluid.
He has the wonderful puck skills, puck control skills. He's lightning fast, and he is a talent. Yeah. And hopefully his Hornet obligations don't interfere with playoff obligations
too much
for the
over
Panthers,
the next few years for this team,
because he is a scoring threat.
Yes, it'd be nice to have him as a consistent member and to go along with all those others we mentioned. Another guy that you mentioned early in the broadcast that's hurt, Robbie Harbison, such a stellar player. Robbie, a sophomore, but a solid blue liner.
Who has a shot like a cannon.
Yeah.
Well, we had a little
altercation.
Little altercation behind the net, but it looks like we're playing 5-on-5.
Yeah, I saw Mitchell Lewis go off, and I'm not, was it Dietz? I see 24 Dietz in the box, but I'm not sure it was he, because there's actually two two players. It was Sweeney and Rostek went in, so it is Dietz because originally it was Rostek and Sweeney that went in. Oh, there's a low hard shot by number 26 Carlson, but that's redirected wide of Stein. And Panthers battle here at Segerdahl, picks up the loose mail and just dumps it out of the zone, where Carlson goes back and regathers it and attempts to move it up the Klein, but that's out of his reach. John Henry Columbus plays the puck. He's struggling there and under pressure by 16 Eric Smith, who moves it to line mate Klein. And Carlson walks in. He's going to get a shot from there. Oh, good save there.
Well, we're winding down to 5:17 mark of the third period, and I think the outcome has been decided. The question is whether or not we could hold on to this
shutout.
Hold on to this shutout. It'd be nice to see Reggett and Stein combine for a shutout.
Absolutely.
I could tell you this: there is no one rooting harder for Mike Stein right now than Matt Reggett.
Yeah, exactly.
Goalies stick together.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. And I am just thinking about the fact that I'm so glad that they got Mike in the game, because I thought about that when you were talking about the goaltender for Central being changed, and I thought, hey, with a 5-goal lead going in the third, maybe this is the time to play Mike. And sure enough, we look out there a few minutes later, and there he is. So good to see him get some action. And that last shot by Seven Klein went off the shoulder of Mike Stein. Panthers ball up a little bit here in their end. Taylor Horrocks attempts to clear it, but that's intercepted again. That's 19 Perucci. Kept in by Dan.
I'm not quite sure what the lines are out here right now. We have Justin Celup, we have Schmidt, Gilarowski, Phillips, Horrocks.
Looks like Parker's back on D because Mitchell's in the box. So they move Parker off the wing back to defense. So we basically have Steven, Justin, and Taylor. Looks like Justin and Taylor are the wings for number 7, Steven at center. Steven's going to get a penalty here.
And he's going to protest. He points to his chest and says, "What, me?"
Yeah, right. My son is famous for the palms in the air, you know, every time. Palm. What are you talking about, ref? You know, hands up, you know. Yeah. And I think it was 19 Perucci and Steven mixing up behind the play, and Steven dumped him with a little bit of yank on the ankles there. And so Steven will go to the box, and the Vikings go up on a power play here for 2 minutes.
These guys are all going to make good criminal defense lawyers because everybody is innocent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Unfortunately, the only people they've defended to this point is themselves.
That's right.
Here comes Carleton. They put their, whoa.
Deflection in front.
You know, we're talking about, I started to talk about, and then I thought about Luke Stork, but I started talking about the young talent on the Panthers that we're going to see in the next few years. But I would venture to bet we're going to see this Central team rise to the top of the heap and be our competition, because I know I've mentioned it before, but these two defensemen here, they're getting all the time on the power play. These are obviously their premier guys. This is 26 Carleton with the puck. He's just a freshman, and 21 going to net with him. The other defenseman, oh boy, a great
save,
chance.
Michael Stein. Yes. Battle in front.
Puck picked up by Klein, the loose mail, but that's kept in by number 8, Cronin for the Vikings. Another shot on.
Well, I'd have to say if Stein came in the game with any cobwebs, they're knocked out sufficiently now.
Exactly. He's gotten plenty of action already. What I was starting to say is 21 is a kid named Connor Dunning. He's just a freshman too. So these two power play defensemen, so their premier defensemen are freshmen. And I stand to be corrected because they may be sophomores, but I know they're 1994 birth years, so they're young.
With 3:09 left, the Panthers continue to hold the commanding 6-0 lead. The Vikings are on a power play.
50 seconds left, but the face-off in the Viking end, so this will kill some of that time.
We have Segerdahl and Mendelson as the primary penalty killers on this.
Segerdahl and Mendelson pressure, and the Vikings coming out of their end, and Mike just definitely dumps it in, and that'll kill. We're down to 32 seconds on this power play. Here comes Klein, the guy with the wheels for the Vikings. It's intercepted by Mendelson, but that's picked up by Rostek, who chips one toward the net, and that's shoveled to the corner by goaltender Stein. Mitchell Lewis battling with Klein in the. Mitch, no penalties here.
Be careful here.
Yeah. I got time. Andrew Schmidt dumps the puck slowly into the Vikings' end, where number 25 Rostek will capture it. He comes up the ice, but he's battling a rolling puck.
Penalty's over.
2:10 left in the third here. Kevin Klein for the Vikings dumps it in. Stein goes back to stop it. On a puck comes off the boards and almost picked up there by Smith and thrown into an empty net with Mike Stein behind the goal net. Fortunately, preserved a shutout that didn't connect on that one. Here comes Michael Sweeney, and he's hit center ice by number 4 Hickton, the defenseman.
I thought I was going to see an arm go up for a hook.
Yeah. Oh, that's shot on net. Sweeney threw one in from the top of the circle. Comes Pazicki. Haven't seen him out here for a while, or at least we haven't called his name. Mitchell Lewis, he's just going to dump it out. That's a good play. Protecting a 6-goal lead and a shutout with 1:15 left here in the third period. Taylor Horrocks gains control and deep in the defensive end, moves it to the defenseman Lewis, who tries to avoid the forecheck, and Galarowski, the centerman, doing his job supporting his defenseman. He comes out and does a nice job, clears it, but this will be icing. One of few we've had here tonight, as Joe mentioned earlier.
We get an icing call with 58.9 seconds left on the clock.
Panthers holding on to a 6-0 lead. A few more well-placed dumps or a little bit of pressure in the Vikings end, and we'll burn this down and preserve the shutout for, as you pointed out, a combined Reggett-Stein effort.
Might not be done scoring yet.
Nope. Here comes Murray. Oh, Sellup attempted to move that to Murray, and it bounced up and right on the goaltender DeAngelis, and he cradled that, and there will be a face-off just to his left.
Rob, while we have a break for a line change, I just want to say how happy everyone is that Eileen Klein is recovering nicely from quite a scare last week. Our prayers have been with, thoughts and prayers have been with the Klein family, and we're delighted to hear good news on a daily basis.
Yes.
We love you, Eileen, and get well soon.
Absolutely. Whoa, big hit right in front of us here. Wow. I'm not sure if that was body on body or if Schneid avoided that, and 13 Haig made all that noise himself. But absolutely, I think a lot of people's prayers were answered because it was a very scary situation, and Eileen recovering as we understand, and we just wish her, as you said, a speedy recovery.
Down to the last 20 seconds remaining in the third period.
Schneid back to play the
last
puck.
Rush if we choose
Chips
to
up
do
the
it.
wall, but it's kept in there by 21. Dunning whistled around the wall by John Henry Columbus.
Sagerdahl digs at it.
Dunning fails. They keep it in there under pressure by Mike Sagerdahl. And there's the end, folks.
A beautiful 6-0 shutout win by the Panthers over the talented Pittsburgh Central Vikings.
All right, we're waiting for John Horse. He's filming the guys as they celebrate this 6-0 win. That's all right. Take your time, John. You don't even have to do this. Anyways, a solid man-for-man effort here by the Panthers tonight, stymieing a talented but young Central Catholic. But again, a great effort from the goaltender out. Just impressive. Impressive effort by 13 men there.
Well, the Panthers are now on an 8-0-1 run in the PIHL. Next up for the Panthers is a game on February 1st against Mount Lebanon at 9 p.m. at Mount Lebanon. It's not far, folks. Come on out. Support your Panthers. It looks like they're coming together at the right time, which is March for the playoffs.
Absolutely. And Mount Lebanon, obviously one of our biggest rivals. If you put them up there with Bethel Park, the Panthers coming off a 2-1 victory the last time they faced Mount Lebanon here just about 2 weeks ago. But as Joe said, come on out, folks. And signing off, I'm Rob Markwell with
I'm Joe
Sellup.
Sellup.
All right, good night, folks.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.